على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Council, viewers, listeners, members of the press, good morning and welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into local government councils and related matters. Without wasting time, may I pass the baton to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning to you all. I will now call on Honorable Silla to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره عظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Gracious and eternal Father, guide our steps as we go forth this day. Breathe on us your breath. Fill us with new life until this earthly part of us glows with your divine fire. Through Christ our Lord. With praise and thanksgiving. Amen.
Registrar, can you please call the witness?
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome. You may kindly sit down. Mr. Witness, for
Yes.
continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry,
Okay.
you are to be reminded that we are still under oath.
Okay.
Madam Chair, over to you.
Good morning, Mr. Suso.
Good morning, ma.
You are welcome back.
Thank you.
Council, can we proceed, please?
Thank you. Morning, Mr. Suso. Morning, Commissioners. Morning, Mr. Suso.
Morning.
So yesterday we were talking about the allowances and emoluments of the chairpersons, well, the chairperson and the councillors.
Yes.
And you had said that they passed a resolution about their allowances. Let me just show you this document. Chairperson, this is from Exhibit LGC/DG002, and it's folio 59. Assistant Registrar, please hand this to the witness. Can you tell us what that resolution is about?
Resolution passed by the General
Can you
Council.
speak into the mic, please?
A resolution passed by the General Council on Wednesday, 13 September 2022.
Okay.
In pencil, the resolution passed by the General Council on Wednesday, September 7, 2022.
Tell us what the resolution says.
Come again?
Tell us, read the resolution.
Okay. After an emergency General Council meeting held today, Wednesday, September 7, 2022, the Office of the Chairman writes to the Honorable Office to inform you that the General Council has resolved to approve the 30% salary increment. Also, the General Council resolved that the increment shall affect both the staffs and the policy makers, and that the increment shall be effective from September 2022. The resolution has been passed and approved by the General by the following elected councillors. Name, word, and signatures: Yuba Jawara, Sabi Ward, Hussein Maharena, Gambisara Ward, Alaji B. Kijera, Sutukondi Ward, Ibrahima Mane, Durangel Ward, Mbaye Toure, Misra Ward, Musa Tunkara, Garwal Ward, Ibrahima Sisoko, Kular Ward, Omar Gari, Bajakunda Ward, Alaji Sanyang, Koena Ward, Abdurrahman Kamara, Diabuku Ward, and then Fore Danjo, Chairman of Council.
So that was sent to the Ministry of Lands.
Yes, addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Lands.
Can I get the file back? Now, this was a resolution that they passed to increase their allowances and the salaries by 30%. There was no, thank you. There was no issue of them asking the ministry to allow them to increase their salaries and allowances. Was there?
No.
So they never sought approval from the ministry to increase. They just did it by themselves.
Yes, the resolution was passed, yes.
And it is correct that the council does not have financial autonomy in respect of its allowances or salaries or emoluments.
Yes.
And that the power to revise the allowances, especially of the chairperson, lies solely with the Ministry of Lands.
Yes.
And just to reiterate, you had said that you did not advise them about this. Sorry, yes.
What I said was, during the discussion, we advised that there must be a letter, an official document, to be provided to us so that we can have the authority to increase the allowances. So I think that advanced this resolution to be passed at the General Council. But notwithstanding, I know there must be an approval from the ministry, and I could not recall at any point in time a letter was sent to the council, unless I go back to the files and check whether there was a letter from the Permanent Secretary.
No, but they have said that they're increasing the allowances and they're doing it effective September, which was the same month that they passed the resolution.
Yes.
So there was no issue of waiting for a letter or sending for a letter, asking for a letter from the ministry.
You are right.
Did you direct them to the legislation, specifically the sections that relate to allowances?
They know that.
No, did you direct them? Whether they know it is another matter. But since you're supposed to advise them on financial matters, did you direct them?
During the first discussion, I direct them.
When was this first discussion?
I believe it was before this resolution was passed.
Did they ever meet with the finance committee about this resolution? Did it ever come? Was this ever discussed at the finance committee level before it went to the council?
No, I cannot recall that.
Is this not something that the finance committee would have had to discuss before it went to the general council, considering that it has to do with finances?
That's correct.
Pardon?
That's right.
And did you discuss the fact that the council could not afford the increment?
Yes. We have discussed issues regarding to the financial situation of the council.
Okay.
On many occasions during the meetings, general council meetings, I do elaborate that we are facing financial challenge, which is not a secret to them, and the councils understand that very well.
So are you saying that the council, even though they understood that the general council, even though they understood that the council could not afford to pay these allowances that they were not entitled to, they didn't care?
Yes, at that time, at that juncture, they were interested for this to be paid, but currently this amount was not even paid to them. Because
the 30% increment was not paid?
It's not paid. Council is still owing them.
So when you pay them allowances in September of 2022, October 2022, November and December, you were paying them their old allowances?
Yes, because there was a drawback, yes.
And can you provide proof?
Yeah.
Do you have pay slips?
We do produce pay slips, yeah.
For all the staff and for the councillors?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you provide us the pay slips from June to December of 2022 for the councillors?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, so can you note that down so that we don't have issues?
Okay.
So at the time that this issue came up,
Yes.
so the Local Government Finance and Audit Act provides for how the ministry can vary the emoluments and allowances of the chairperson. All right, so you're saying that you need a letter from the ministry and all that, but the act actually provides that. So section 42 says that the emoluments and allowances of the chairpersons of council shall be as set out in the third schedule. The minister may, with the approval of the cabinet, by order published in the Gazette, vary the emoluments and allowances set out in the third schedule. So the minister needs the approval of cabinet, and it has to be published in the Gazette. So it's not just an issue of writing a letter, and the minister cannot do it by himself without cabinet's approval. So I don't see how your councillors think that they can do it when the minister himself cannot do it without further approval.
Okay.
Now the emoluments and allowances of chairpersons of the councils. In the third schedule, for the chairpersons, it was $5,000 per month. Responsibility allowance was $2,000 per month. Telephone allowance was $1,000 per month. Per diem rate outside of the Gambia was £100 per night. Night allowance outside the local government area was $150 per night. Now the mayors of Banjul and KMC had slightly higher rates for basic salary. Were these the rates that you were paying the councillors and the chairperson?
No.
What were you paying for their basic allowances?
For the chairman is
For the chairman?
is 10,000.
For the basic allowance?
Currently, yes.
Currently, before the increase? What was it?
Yeah, currently it's 10,000.
Before the increment?
It was, I think, 8,000 some hundreds.
Okay, so let's say 8,000 basic.
Yeah.
Responsibility allowance?
2,000.
Okay. Telephone allowance?
Sorry, let me just check one thing. Chairman, you said telephone allowance? 2,000.
Per diem outside of Gambia?
I think that's £300.
Night allowance?
1,500.
You also bought cash, power, and fuel?
For this chairman? No.
You didn't buy cash power for the chairman?
No, personally?
For his residence?
No.
And you didn't buy fuel for the chairman?
No, we don't buy cash power for the chairman. We don't.
Do you buy fuel for the chairman?
Official responsibilities,
I don't
yes.
know. Do you buy fuel for the chairman?
Yes.
How much?
Oh, weekly is 40 liters.
40 liters weekly. What are the other entitlements that the chairman has?
Responsibility allowance 6,000.
Okay.
Yes. These are the entitlements.
Those are the only things that the council pays for the chairman?
Yeah.
Okay. So I asked you about the cash power because there's been vouchers, payment vouchers showing cash power purchase for the chairman's residence.
Okay.
So does the council provide a residence for the chairman?
We provided residence for the chairman.
What else? A vehicle?
Yes. Council.
How many vehicles?
Currently one.
In
Before-
2022?
It was 2.
What else?
Yes. For the
So-
councillors is 4,000.
The councillors is what?
4,000.
What is 4,000?
That's their basic allowance.
Okay.
Yes. They have ward allowance of 1,000.
Ward allowance.
Yes.
Okay.
And then trekking allowance of 1,500.
What?
Trekking allowance.
Where are they trekking to? Where are they trekking to? Trekking allowance is how much?
1,500.
Okay.
Trekking or transport allowance.
Are they the same allowance or are they interchangeable?
They are entitled to transport allowance, 1,500.
So they're entitled to trekking allowance and transport allowance.
No, specifically transport allowance.
Okay. What else?
Yes, that's it.
No telephone allowance?
No.
Okay. And then both the chairperson and the councillors are entitled to sitting allowances.
Yes.
How much are the sitting allowances?
Chairman, 1,000.
Per sitting?
Sitting allowance, per sitting allowance.
Okay.
Vice chairman, 1,000.
Okay.
CEO, 1,000.
Okay.
Director of finance, 1,000.
Okay.
The rest, 500.
So the chairperson is entitled to 40 liters of fuel every week.
Yeah.
What is the director of finance, the CEO? What are they entitled to? In
That-
terms of fuel?
40 liters per week.
So that's both you and the CEO.
Yes, yes,
Telephone allowance?
yes.
How much?
CEO, 1,000
Per month?
per month, yes.
Okay. Director of finance?
1,000.
What else? Cash
CEO
power?
What?
Cash power?
Yes.
Mister, tell me, you want me to ask you every time, how much?
No, it depends. Whenever it is finished, they pay for it.
So why is it that the fuel is not whenever it finishes, you pay for it?
The fuel also, it depends on the routine job.
You have a baseline. You have 40 liters per week.
Yes.
I'm sure there's not a week that you don't take that 40 liters. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so cash power, what is the baseline?
There's no baseline to that.
What is the minimum cash power you've bought for a week?
A week, 400.
Is that for you or for the CEO?
For me, 400,
Yes, and the CEO?
600.
And what's the maximum?
Maximum, sometimes, for me, it's like 500-600. CEO, sometimes it goes to almost 800.
Now, you provide internet for the CEO.
Yes.
What about yourself?
Yes.
What about the chairman?
Yes.
The councillors?
No.
So, you, the chairman, and the CEO, you have, what do you have? Routers, Wi-Fi, or you have the Wi-Fi at your house, like fiber optics?
Chairman router,
Okay.
CEO router and Wi-Fi.
Both router and Wi-Fi.
Yes.
I like the CEO. Okay. You?
Router.
And what is how much do you pay for yourself and the chairman and the CEO for the routers per month?
3,329 QCell router.
3,329.
For the 1,900 for the director of finance. 3,329 for the CEO.
And for the chairperson?
1,900.
So what about the Wi-Fi for the CEO?
2,500.
So the CEO gets 2,500 and 3,329 per month for internet.
No, for the router is 1,900. For the router is 1,900. Then the Wi-Fi is 2,500.
So where did you get the 3,329 from?
That one is for the IT officer.
Okay. So let me just check. You provide residence for the chairperson? Who do you provide residence for? Who does the council provide residence for?
Director of finance.
Okay.
CEO.
Okay.
And then we hired a resident for the chairman in Combo, in Abuko.
Do you provide residence for the chairman in Basse?
No.
So, does the CEO and the director of finance get allowances in respect of residence?
No.
Are you sure? Mr. Suso?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Let me check. Yes, I'm so.
Okay. So, all of these other benefits that yourself, the CEO, and the chairperson gets, where do you get the authority for them from?
For the routers, that one is discussed at management level. We decided that we should have routers so that we can have access to internet during our office responsibilities.
So the CEO's residence is not office responsibilities. He already has a router. So what was the basis of that one?
Actually, I found that on ground. That is traditional, and then we found that at the councils where the CEO's residence is already there since in the colonial time, and the director of finance residence.
In the colonial time, there was no Wi-Fi.
No, what I mean, the resident.
I'm not talking about the residence. I said the Wi-Fi at the CEO's residence. You already gave him a router. Why are you paying for the Wi-Fi at his house?
Yeah, it's a management decision.
Now, the cleaners at the council were also cleaning the residence of, is it the director of finance, the CEO? Tell me who.
Director of finance and the CEO.
Is it that the director of finance and the CEO couldn't hire their own cleaners? Why is the council cleaner cleaning your residence?
The residence belongs to the council.
Yeah, the residence belongs to the council. The cleaners work for the council. But the residence is your personal residence for that period.
Not my personal residence.
For that period. Do you not live there?
Well, it's not personal residence. The place is hired for.
It's hired for you to live in.
Yes.
So if you didn't live in it, would the cleaner go there?
No.
So.
But it's not personal. I'm working.
So why didn't you rent? Why didn't you rent your own property?
No, the place was rented by the council.
So why did you not decide that? Well, you don't want the place that the council rented. You want your own place.
It's because I'm doing the responsibility of the council. This is why the resident was hired for me. So basically,
in Brikama, the council hired your residence, or did you live in your house?
I live in my house.
So why didn't you do the same thing in Basse?
In Brikama, the director of finance resident is also available there.
Yes, but you choose not to stay there, no?
No, I'm not the director of finance when I was in Brikama.
That's true. You were finance manager.
Yes.
Okay. So the director of finance in Brikama lives in the council property?
No, but the property is there.
Okay. So he had a choice whether to live on the property or to live on his own property.
I don't know the reason why.
But he didn't live there.
Yes.
So the same way you can choose not to live in the council property, you can decide you want your own place.
When I was going there, I was asked that a resident will be available for me, and when I went there, I was given a resident hired by the council, then I used the resident.
I don't deny that, but you could have decided that you don't want to live there.
No, I prefer if council gives me resident.
That's your preference, but you could have decided you don't want to live there. Is that not right?
Council, may I ask?
Sure.
Mr. Suso, the residence you live in Basse, is it the council's residence or you rented out?
It's hired by council.
It's hired by council?
Yes, it's rented.
So it's a rented property?
Yes.
So it's not the property owned by council?
No.
So, council, that is what I wanted to make clear for you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, I was saying, you could have chosen not to stay in the property that the council rented for. If council rented a hut for you, you probably wouldn't have stayed there.
I will stay there because...
Mr. Suso, please.
Wait. Remember, I was appointed there for a purpose and a responsibility that is mandatory on me that I should do for the council. If the arrangement at Basse is that a director of finance is allocated a resident, that was what was happening. I don't know anything about the council before. So, and when I went there, I was taken to the guest house where I was living for some time. Then later on, they said a resident is hired for you to be stay. Then I decided to go. By then, the place was not even furnished. So that is it. So by then, I cannot make any choice because I don't know this situation of the council.
So the residence that they hired for you, did it have a TV at the time?
No, it was.
It didn't have a TV. Did it have an AC?
No.
Did it have a fan?
No.
It didn't have a fan? What was there when it was newly rented?
When I moved there, it's only the bed that was available.
So why did you, but they purchased a TV?
Later on.
They purchased AC?
Later on.
They purchased fan?
Later on.
They purchased other things. So why did you not choose to just stay there with the bed?
No.
After all, that's what they rented. Why did you decide you wanted a TV and AC? You could have said, no, council, this is too expensive. Let me just take the room and the bed.
I think they value the position.
Pardon?
They value the position of Director of Finance at the council.
I'm sorry, they value your position as
Yes.
Director of Finance?
Yes.
Mr. Suso,
Yes.
TV is not a necessity, regardless of how much they value you. If there's a fan, you don't need an AC. Why do you need an AC?
If the councils decide to provide AC for the Director of Finance,
So
I
that's
see
why I
nothing wrong
asked
with
you, you
that.
have a choice. You can also say, no, you don't need it. Maybe you don't watch TV. You don't need it. Why are you buying it? Because they rented the property for you, for your convenience.
Yes.
They're providing all these things for your convenience, these luxuries, because they're not basic necessities, for your convenience. You could have decided that, no, you don't want it. It's too much. But you didn't.
I accept it. Yes.
Okay, so all this that you're saying about, that's what, you didn't have a choice. I don't agree that you didn't have a choice. So back to the Wi-Fi at the CEO's residence. Why is the council paying for the Wi-Fi at the CEO's residence?
Yeah, I found the arrangement was in place.
Okay, so that you found there.
Yeah.
But the router management decided that you needed router. So that's, when you say management, is it you, the CEO, and the chairperson?
And some staffs.
Which staff?
The procurement officer,
Okay.
the PRO, the vice chairman.
Okay.
Yes.
So you had a meeting and you decided to come up with this.
Yeah.
Your PRO, what's his job?
It's the public relations officer.
I know what that means. What's his job? What does he actually do?
He does the communication between the council and outside.
Outside who?
Any communications coming from outside, he's responsible. In the sense, he is the mouthpiece of the council.
So when the council needs to write to the ministry, what's his involvement?
No, what I'm
You
trying to
said
say.
outside.
Yeah, he is the PRO, is the mouthpiece of the council.
So
When it's come to
be specific.
Okay.
What has he done? What work has he actually done that you're aware of?
he does the communications.
Mr. Suso, he does the communication. What communications have you needed him to do in 2022?
Anything that is regards to
What communication has the council actually needed him to do that he's done? Give me an example, because I need to ask for proof.
Okay. One major communication which he did was when the Alcama time wrote that Director of Finance of Basel Area Council, it was confirmed and then affirmed by Basel Area Council that what is stated on the audit report mentioning that collectors has deposited an amount of 6.4 million into Director of Finance account is true and it is confirmed and accurate. That one is the major communication that he did within the period that I can recall.
So when he confirmed on behalf of the council that it is true that the monies were deposited into your account?
Yes.
So that's the only communication that he's done with the outside?
That I can recall.
So would you say that his role is necessary in the council?
Yes, his role is necessary because the TOR of the POR, the PRO.
Not the TOR. In terms of, does he actually do work? What does he do? Because you've only given me one communication that he's done.
Within the period, the PRO was not regular at work, simply because when I went there was no PRO in the beginning. I think it took 7-8 months when the PRO was on leave, on studies, sorry. Then later when he came back, he was most of the time helping the CEO on administrative functions.
So
And
he
then-
wasn't doing public relations work, he was doing other work.
Yes, he's doing other works to support CEO on administrative matters.
So did you meet the position already in place? Public relations officer?
Yes, it was in place, and then the salaries were paid to the PRO while he was on studies.
Okay. Now, the publication that the PRO did, was it on behalf of Bata Area Council?
Yes,
And was it in the newspapers? Where was it published?
it was on the media.
Which media?
I remember he shared on one, it was on Facebook, and then it was on WhatsApp groups and the like.
So it wasn't in the press media. It wasn't in newspapers. It wasn't on TV. It wasn't on radio.
Yes, it was on radios, massively.
But not on the newspaper?
I cannot recall exactly, but it was massively spread out.
When was this done?
This was in May,
Of this year?
yes.
Okay. Now, your budget.
Yes.
The IFMIS system, so your finance staff input data into the system. Is the budget amount on the system? Is it put in the system?
Of course.
So like the 40 million is in the system, and it's each subhead, how much is allocated for that subhead is in the system.
Yes. After the approval of the budget is inputted in the IFMIS system.
Yes, because you're not supposed to spend without the budget being approved.
Yes.
So the budget would have been in the system by January 1st, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, so say for 2022, the budget is in the system, and each subhead has its different, the amounts that you're mandated to spend. So when your staff input the data for money spent
Yes.
within that period, it would reflect.
Exactly.
So the difference would be there.
The balances will show, everything will show.
Okay, so when you monitor that, you can tell how much you spent out of the budget so far, right? And how much you've received so far.
Yes. We have itemized in the system that shows all the transactions, balances, and percentages.
So now, why are you meant to monitor this? Why are you meant to monitor how much has been spent out of the budget that's been allocated?
For which period?
Any period. So let's say we're using 2022 as an example. So you're supposed to provide quarterly reports. Those quarterly reports
Yes.
should show how much the council has spent so far, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so why are you supposed to do that?
Why are we?
Why are you supposed to do that quarterly report, and why are you supposed to monitor the budget?
Yes, we are monitoring the budget, but
Why are you supposed to?
yeah, to ensure that reports are prepared.
Why do you need the reports? Why does anybody need to know how much you spent from the budget?
Yeah. To confirm and know what is the financial activities going on in the council.
So you're supposed to monitor to check that you're not overspending, right?
The system guides you on that. Yes.
The who?
The system guides you on that.
The system guides you on that.
Yeah. In
How
the
does the system
the
guide you
reports,
on that?
The reports.
Right. So you're monitoring, but as a director of finance, you're supposed to monitor the budget, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to advise management and the council on whether you're on track, or whether you're going to go over your budget, or whether you're not spending or you're not receiving funds when you're supposed to receive them, right?
Yes.
So this is so that you can know whether you need to vire funds, or whether you need to have a supplementary budget, or whether you need to revise the budget, right?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever revised the budget during your time at Basse?
No.
Have you ever prepared a supplementary budget?
Yes.
When was that?
I believe in 2002.
2002.
2022, sorry.
2022.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you revising? Sorry, what was the supplementary budget for?
Was the payment of 5C company.
I don't understand.
The payment of 5C company.
Okay.
That was one of the reasons why we revised, we add supplementary budget. And the loan repayment.
The loan repayment and to pay 5C.
Yeah.
Where is the supplementary budget?
Actually, it was discussed at finance subcommittee meeting, and that's where we decide, and then we do the adjustments into the system.
You did the adjustments in the system?
Yes.
You did not prepare a new budget? You did not prepare a supplementary budget?
No.
What gives you the power to adjust the budget on the system?
The finance committee had the responsibility to look at the budget, since the budget is a flexible budget, to recommend and then come with approvals to that effect.
So I'm asking you, what gives you the power to go onto the system and adjust it, adjust the budget that's been approved? That's what I'm asking.
When this matter was discussed, actually I did environment in the system.
So I'll ask you again, what gives you the power to do the environment on the system? What is the process for environment?
The process is that when the matter was discussed at finance committee meeting,
what is supposed to be the process for environments?
Council, may I come in? Mr. Suso,
yes.
is there any difference between adjusting the budgets, that is revising the budget, and doing environments? Is there a difference?
Yes, there is difference.
Yes, what is the difference?
Environment means, for example, recurrent expenditure lines. You can vary between the recurrent expenditure lines. You can...
Based on what?
Based on approval of the CEO's approval, advice. The director and the CEO can do environment in the system.
Yes, and then what else?
Yes, that's what I know.
So if you have to via, you just have to be given authorization by the CEO?
Yes.
That is your evidence?
Yeah.
So you can via a particular budget line to another budget line?
Within the expenditure, or yes, within the revenue or the within the expenditures.
I don't understand. Explain
Like within recurrent, you can via within recurrent, and you can also via within expenditure lines, but you cannot via from expenditure to recurrent.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now my question is that when you do varying from whichever line is appropriate and correct,
Yes.
you said the fundamental issue that you need to consider as finance director is that you be given authorization by the CEO.
Yes.
And that is sufficient.
Yes.
That's the only sufficient reason for you to via.
The powers to via or
No, because if you have to via, there is a reason as to why you via.
Yes.
And if you have to via, there are considerations as the director of finance, which you must check before you do the viring. Is that not so?
Yes.
Yes. What are those considerations?
The consideration is that if a particular line is exhausted within the period,
Yes.
then I have to alert the CEO.
Yes.
There is a need for this particular line to be via to able to incur the expenditure lines within the period. Yes.
To do?
To accommodate the expenditure of that particular line.
Yes.
Yes.
So what consideration do you give to the line you are varying from?
I look at the trend of that particular expenditure line. If, for example, the expenditure line is budgeted, and within the period we are not spending on that particular line, then the other line is more demanded than the other line, then you can via from the line that is not been highly demanded and then via to the demanded, the more demanded expenditure line.
But you are the one that gives, you are the one that makes proposal to the CEO.
Yes.
For the CEO to approve.
Yes.
For that environment.
Yes.
So, so what is the difference from adjusting the budget? From doing a supplementary budget, if I can put it rightly.
Yes, the supplementary budget.
That is to say, when there is a need and you need to have a supplementary budget.
Budget, yes.
So what does that mean?
If a particular line, like the supplementary budget that was done for in 2022 was the revenue the expenditure lines for the construction of the bridges and the roads were on the lower side. So based on that, we are expecting revenue from the market to able to pay the repayment of those loans. Since we are expecting revenue from the market, now the expected revenue is already anticipated. Now we said we have to revise the budget to increase those expenditure lines which are for the construction of Saramanson projects and then the bridges to be on the increase, considering the revenue coming from the market. So we have to revise, meaning we have to do some adjustments on the expenditure. So actually this is what...
Was this capital expenditure not included in the estimates of the 2022 budget?
What actually happened is that what was estimated
or was this project separately budgeted from the actual annual estimated budget for 2022?
Yes, they were budgeted, but they were on the lower side.
So why did you have a lower budget for capital expenditure?
Because estimated values or amounts that were captured were wrong during the period of the budgeting. For example, if you want to construct a bridge, maybe the actual bridge may go up to 5 million. You budgeted 2.5.
Do you have an engineer and a planner?
Yes. Yes.
So what was their input during the budget session to have given you the numbers?
Yeah.
Since you anticipated to embark on capital projects.
These particular lines,
I'm asking you, what was the responsibility of the planner and the engineer?
Yes, it's
towards the putting together of the estimated budget of 2022.
It is the responsibility of the planner and the engineer to ensure that the correct and the accurate estimated value for those projects are captured in the budget. But unfortunately, the planner and engineer accepted that he made the mistake to give the figures that were not realistic. Based on that, we decided to revise the budget to meet the correct expenditure lines.
So would it be correct to say that during the course of consultation, you did not have all the right documentation submitted by the various departments to allow you to have an informed mindset to do the estimated budget for 2022?
The documents all the documents may be submitted, but the figures...
No, what I'm saying is that, would it be correct to say that all the documents you received from the various departments and the committees for you to be able to do your draft estimated budget for 2022 were not correct?
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Mr. Suso.
Yes.
I agree with you when you said Basse Area Council valued your position as Director of Finance. And that was the reason why they wanted to make you very comfortable by providing all the necessities.
Okay.
Is it not apparent that that is the reason why when somebody who has a master's degree applied for the same position was not given the position? It seems you were handpicked especially for this position?
Council, I disagree to that. I was not handpicked. It is based on my competency and my qualification. That's why I was appointed as Director of Finance.
When you said your qualification, having a diploma, will you compare that with somebody with a master's degree? Which one is more?
What I know and what I can agree to is that certificate is one thing, but experience and competence and doing the job rightly is a different thing.
I cannot agree with you. Because having a master's degree, the position was advertised. And the requisition was that the person, the applicant should have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree or equivalent. You did not have a bachelor's degree or its equivalent. But this particular person has a master's degree, and he even applied for the position at Basse. You applied for the position at Janjambure. That's why I said you were handpicked, applying for a position at Janjambure and given the position at Basse, whilst the person applied for the position at Basse and was given the position at Janjambure. I'm sure somebody must have influenced it.
I disagree to that. I applied for Basse Area Council. I did not apply for Janjambure Area Council. And then I want to say that the issue of qualification, having degree, masters, the requirement is experience as finance manager for a period of 1 year, which I'm above 1 year. So I believe based on those.
Mr. Suso.
Yes.
Mr. Suso, please, I want you to understand that there are rules and procedures, and
yes.
You know that. What the advert on the newspaper said was the requirement for that position was a bachelor's degree, right? And I will not allow you to continue sitting there where you are sitting and telling us that it's experience that matters. It doesn't work like that, and you know very well it doesn't work like that. For every portfolio that is given to any public officials, there is minimum criteria set. The commission, the commission at the ministry, whatever discretion they use in appointing you, we have no issue with that. But the fact remains that what they ask for, you do not have it. Is that not the case? Is that not the case? Just answer the question before you explain. Is that not the case? What they ask for, you do not have it. Although you have some, but the principal issue that they ask for, you do not have it.
I have some.
I said the principal, the number one criteria that they ask for in the advert, you did not have it. Is that not it?
Yes.
Correct.
And it's even stated, it's in the audit report that you did not apply for the position of Director of Finance in Basse. It was in Janjambure that you applied for.
It's not correct.
Okay. What's your grade? What grade were you appointed on?
12.1.
12.1.
Yes.
Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Thank you. So the process for supplementary budget. So you said that you went into the system and you adjusted the budget.
This particular adjustment was based on the budget. And when we are doing the payments of loans.
So you said loans and 5C.
Yeah.
And you said you prepared you did a supplementary budget.
Yeah.
Now, how did you prepare that budget, that supplementary budget?
I told you we did not prepare any budget.
So what do you need to do when you need a supplementary budget?
We made an adjustment in the budget on those expenditure lines. That is the construction of roads and bridges.
No, Mr. Suso, she's asking you what is the process. If you want to make a supplementary budget, what process do you follow to do a supplementary budget? It's not what you have done, but what is the process?
Recommendation will come from the management, Then it will be taken to the General Council for approval. Then it will be sent to the ministry for advice and endorsement.
Exactly. That is the process. But you cannot have any right to get into the system and adjust anything. That is the exact process that you need to follow. Is that not it?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, continue, Council.
Thank you. So, the Local Government Finance and Audit Act provides for the supplementary budget, is that right?
Yes.
And it tells you what you're supposed to do when you need a supplementary budget.
Yes.
And it says that you have to go through the same process as the original budget.
Yeah.
So, what were the loan payments and the 5C payments that you adjusted in the budget?
The 5C payment is $3 million.
So what happened? You went onto the system and adjusted for $3 million to be added onto the budget?
Yes.
And what about the loans?
The projects.
What
The
about
projects
the
payments. Projects. The projects that we implement. Yes. The budget, if you look at the budget, the total projects is about 5 million. We decided to adjust to 10 million to make it 15 million.
Let me try to understand. When was this done?
Why?
When was this done?
If I can recall, in 2022.
In 2022?
Yes.
Yes, when in 2022 did you adjust the budget?
Yes.
Are you checking?
Yeah, I'm also checking.
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm checking. If you can go to expenditure, if you have the budget,
Yes.
expend.
The 2022 budget?
Yes.
All right. Where did you say we should go to?
Number 23.
What did you adjust? So I'm taking it the budget that you're looking at is the adjusted budget.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that?
I have the soft copy.
Can I ask you to email it to the registrar so that he can print it? Or provide it to the registrar so he can print it?
Oh, okay.
So what did you adjust? Because the original budget has up to number 6 is 300,000 for each column. Down to number 12 is 200,000 for each column. Then you have 300,000 and 250,000. So what was adjusted?
You are having the 2022 budget?
You said 2022.
Yes.
Yes. The budget that you said you're looking at is the adjusted budget.
Come on. Can you show him?
We can move to something else until it's printed, and then we come back to that.
Okay.
So, Mr. Kamal, Registrar, assist. Hold on.
Yes, yes. What do you do?
Council, can we please wait for
That's
lunch
all right.
break so that he will be there when this matter is when this document, he will help the registrar to send it to the right.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So then, Mr. Suso, so we'll move to something else in the meantime, other than the supplementary budget.
You may flag and note that,
Yes.
so that when we come back after lunch break, we can go back.
So, Mr. Suso, what sensitization does the council do in terms of decentralization?
Within the period, I cannot recall any sensitization that was done.
So between 2021 and 2023 when you left, there was no sensitization done in terms of decentralization?
I cannot recall.
Now, what was there anything for national events that the council spent money on?
National event, yes, if I can remember, we provided fuel for the CFOs to attend the Independence in Combo here.
How much?
It's between 10 to 20,000.
Now, were there any funds spent for disaster relief?
Yes.
Council, before you proceed on that, let me just ask him on this national events. It is sub-budget head 01009, right?
01009.
01009, which is national events.
Yes.
Yes. In 2020, the actual was 100,000. The approved was actually 100,000, right? And the actual was 0.
Yes, for 2020.
Yes.
For
For 2020, the actual was 100,000, and there was the approved was 100,000, and there is nothing like actuals. The actual is nil.
It's nil, yes. In 2021, it was nil.
Yes, yes. And
Yes.
then in 2021, the approved was 50,000, and by September 2021, it is nil.
Yes.
Yes. And then the estimated for 2022 is 25,000.
Yes.
What informed the inconsistency in the amount that is allocated for national events?
The inconsistent is that it's not a priority for the councils anymore to spend money on international events, simply because
No, these are not international events. They are national
events. Yes. Yes. Going by the budget, council do see it is trying to reduce some payments regards to national events, because previously, if these national events are happening or about to happen, council do spend a lot of money, which now council is trying to reduce expenditure on those.
But Mr. Suso, in 2020, the approved was 100,000,
Yes.
And the actual was 0. That is what I want you to explain to us, for us
Yes,
to
there was
understand.
nothing spent in 2020.
So,
That was not my time.
yes.
Then 20.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you can go on.
Then the following year they budgeted 50,000.
Yes. And nothing was spent.
Yes, and now we went down to 25,000.
Yes, so nothing was spent also in 2021.
Yes.
That is what is indicative here.
Yeah.
All right, so in 2021, you estimated 25,000.
Yes.
Have you expended this amount?
Right now, I don't have. 2021, nothing was spent. But for 2022, I did not have the budget for that. The expenditure.
2022.
Yeah, the expenditure lines for that. Because 25,000 is budgeted. I have the budget here.
I believe it would have done you great justice if you bring those lines of expenditure so that when we ask questions, you will be able to refer to your documents, because this is your domain and you are more au fait with what expenditures have been made. Is that not so?
Yeah, let me.
So please provide them when you are coming so that you could be properly guided. And when we ask questions, you will be able to give us proper figures.
Yeah, I have.
Now, you have said that you do not think it is priority. So why did you have to put an estimated amount of 25,000 when council has decided that national events are not of priority?
Okay.
Why do you have to allocate money when the council has decided that national events are not priority?
They are not most priorities. This is why they are not most priorities.
They are not most priority.
Yes, but notwithstanding.
It's not what you told me earlier as your evidence. You said they are not. The council considered that they are no longer priority. You don't want to spend money on it.
Then I missed that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, or you misstated that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what is the position now with respect to the allocation of this when you have decided that it is not a priority?
Yes. That's. I'm trying to look at the statement, the financial statement, to show how much was spent on this particular line.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
what is a national event?
These are national
Name me one.
Independence.
Independence.
Yes.
Now, you say it's not a priority, so you not spend money. Do you know the impact of celebrating independence, the historical events that took place, where we are coming from as a country to our independence? Is that not important?
It is important, but previously, independence were celebrated.
I'm just trying to tell you that it is not about the money alone. It has other impact that you put into these kids in terms of nationalism, in terms of patriotism. These are the things we are talking about when we talk of national events. These are things we expect to be shown. Maybe there is a theme on that day, on that Independence Day. So you put all those things aside and say it's not important. Then who are we as a country? Can you answer?
Yes.
If we take what we own, our pride, our country, our values, which we are supposed to be shown on that day, and you say it's not important, and then we put that aside, where are we?
What I'm trying to explain is that the way and the manner sometimes council spend during these independence celebrations is not that much. I
like to agree with you, but what I'm simply saying is it is important. It is very, very, very important. Not only the monetary aspect, but you value what we get in return as a country and as kids and as a community when we celebrate our independence. It's important.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's very important.
It's important.
Don't just look at the money.
Yes,
Thank
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Suso.
Yes.
If you look at the same budget we were looking at, you could see that I believe in 2022, you added, you correct me if I am wrong, some budget lines, because I haven't seen any allocations made in 2020 and in 2021, such as regional youths and women, disaster relief, NACOM, technical advisory committee, which I will want to ask you what does that mean? Other institution, voluntary organization, GOVI, etc. That is the people with disability. I could, from this that I have listed, you only provided an estimated budget for them. So my question is, were these budget lines not available in the previous years?
Yes.
They were not available in the previous years?
Yes, they were allocated, like if you look at current transfers and contributions, that's where you are. Current transfers and contributions. That's the heading, 24.
I listed for you,
yes,
the number of lines, budget lines. After the national events,
yes,
I noted that the subsequent ones, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them were not provided for the previous years. Did you note that?
Yes, we note that.
And it is only an estimated budget that was made in 2022, allocating certain special sums against these 7 lines. So I am asking, what happened to the previous years? Or are they just introduced in 2022?
Yes, you know, in 2021, budget preparation was not done in my time. But if you look at...
you did not see it in that budget?
Yeah, I see it in the budget.
It was in the 2021 budget?
Yes.
So why is it not reflected here for you to be guided as to the amounts that you will project for the year 2022?
Yes, if you look at the lines, yes, in 2022, some amounts were budgeted.
Yes, but the previous years, nothing is there, not even approved, actual, nothing.
Yes, yes.
There's nothing in all of these columns.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
So I am saying now, my question is, how are you guided to arrive at these numbers?
These were agreed estimate at the General Council based on what the Council's financial muscles can do.
So it is the Council that just decided to allocate some
yes,
amounts to this budget lines?
Depending on what we can do.
So it is not as a result of what has transpired over the years and the allocations you have given over the years?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
So, Mr. Sousa, you said that you adjusted the budget for 2022 to reflect the payments that you needed to make for 5C and the payment for, is it the loans or the construction?
Yes.
Which one? The loans or the construction?
The constructions, okay, wait. September 2020.
For which construction?
Okay, wait, sorry. All right. For 2022, we increased the loan repayment.
You increased what?
The loan repayment.
Loan repayment?
Yes.
From how much to how much?
2021, there was nothing. No amount was budgeted. Mm-hmm. But for 2022, we budgeted 6.6 million.
Initially or afterwards?
After the loan has been taken.
No. You budgeted, you increased the budget for 2022 from how much? Loan repayments wasn't it about 300,000?
Loan repayment?
Loan repayment initially, before you adjusted the budget. There wasn't an estimate for loan repayment for 2022.
Yes, let me get there. Loan repayment was in 2021. The loan repayment was $2.2 million.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. 2021, the
loan repayment
approved was 400,000. September 2021, you used $2,059,520.50.
Yes.
So in 2022, there was no estimate for loan repayments.
We decided to move the loan repayment to capital expenditure as expenditure for capital repayments.
Is that what it's supposed to?
Wait. You said what?
The loan repayment
Yes.
of $6 million,
Yes.
which is on the high side,
Yes.
considering the budget, the 60-40.
No. Before we get there, is it right in accounting terms for loans to be classified under capital expenditure? Is it correct?
It's not correct.
So why do you have to do that? There is no reason for to explain after what you have just said, because it is not correct. You can never, under accounting principle, to move loans to capital expenditure, because it is not a capital expenditure line.
But it's a capital project expenditure which we could not able to capture in our recurrent.
What you just said, that you know a loan cannot be classified as a capital expenditure, and you cannot take loan and put it under capital expenditure. Is that not what the accounting law says?
Yes.
So do you think the explanation and justification should justify what you have done? Should it justify it?
No.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Mr. Suso, can you tell me about the medical policy of the council?
Sorry, Council. On the same line, you have in the same capital expenditure. Just for us to conclude on that, you have put operations and maintenance, settle and tecitos under capital expenditure, which is also wrong, right?
Yes.
In this budget, you
Yes.
have put operations and maintenance, settle and tecito under capital expenditure, which is wrong.
Yes.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to tie that up. You may proceed.
Thank you. Can you tell us about the medical policy of the council?
We don't have medical policy.
So how do you know what you're supposed to pay for?
It's an estimate in the budget to support staffs on medical.
And what
issues.
guides that estimate?
This is guided by Finance and Audit Act to show that council have financial autonomy over its financial matters, excluding salaries, allowances, and emoluments. So this one is not part of those. So council decided to use those powers to capture these payments to support staff.
When did council decide this? Was there a resolution?
No, this was during budget process, and this is.
Was there a resolution that said that council has decided that it's going to pay medical bills for its staff? Or did the CEO and the Director of Finance just decide to start paying?
I did not see any resolution in respect
So
of
what informed your decision to put it in the estimate and to start paying for staff's medical bills?
I know very well that this is happening in the councils, and then council. Yes.
That's not what I'm asking. What made this particular council decide?
There is a need. This is why council decided to put
Now,
it.
council makes its decisions based on resolutions, right? It passes resolutions to decide what it's going to do.
I cannot recall any resolution.
I'm
passed.
asking you, that's what council does,
Yes.
right? So ordinarily, council would pass a resolution to say that they're going to start paying the medical bills of their staff, right?
Okay.
So when you were adding it to your budget line, did you seek the guidance of the General Council? Did you ask whether there was a resolution that was passed?
No.
So you just added it to the budget line?
Yes.
Now, most of your staff have said that they don't benefit from the medical bill payments. So how do you decide who to pay for and who not to pay for?
The CEO decides.
So the staff would apply to the CEO?
Yes.
And the CEO would decide who he wants to pay for and who he doesn't want to pay for?
Yes.
So how do the staff know that they can access this?
Actually, after the budgeting process, the budget has been approved. The budget is always displayed at the council.
So how does the staff know they can access
Normally,
medical bill payments, that they have a right to apply, and how they should apply, and what the basis for consideration is? How do they know they're eligible?
Normally, the head of departments will communicate to them. In case if you have any medical issues, you can apply through the CEO.
Have the head of departments ever communicated to the staff that there's a policy or there's something in place so that the staff can apply for the council to pay their medical bills?
Yeah, normally during meetings of, I understand, on sessions of department heads.
You have witnessed this?
Yeah, even myself, sometimes I do talk to my staff. If you have any medical issue, you can apply to the CEO. An amount is budgeted in the budget for medical support.
Which of your staff have accessed it?
Oh, I cannot recall, but I know some of the finance staff has benefited from it.
So what is your staff loan policy?
We don't have loan policy. We rely on the Finance and Accounting Manual 2009 that stated the procedures of acquiring loan from the council.
Okay, so what is the procedure? Do you not know the procedure of head?
Not off head, actually.
Pardon?
Just a minute, I'll get it.
No, I'm asking you, do you not know the procedure
Off head, no.
of head?
No.
Why is that? Are you not involved in the disbursement of these loans?
Yes, I'm involved.
Go to section 801.
Yes, page 55. Okay, loan advances, deposit, and investment.
Does the council have a prescribed application form for loans?
No, we have a requisition where you apply on that specimen. There's a form that we develop at the office.
Okay, so the council has a form that the staff can use to apply for loans?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us, what's the process?
Loan advances, deposits, and investments, 801. Loans may be
No, I'm
granted.
not asking you to read
The terms and conditions.
What is there a budget line in the budget, annual budget for loans, for staff loans?
Yes.
How much is it?
If I can remember, 700,000.
And how much of this fund does the staff access?
For 2022, it's less than 100,000.
So how do the staff know that they can access this loan? Because clearly nobody is taking the loans.
Like I said earlier, after the budget has been approved.
Mr. Susu, can you refer us to the budget and let us see whether there is a budget line for loans?
Yes.
What do you have under personal emoluments? Can you read it out for us?
10,228,058.
Yes, what are the sub-budget heads under emoluments?
Wages and allowances.
Yes.
Yes. Then you move to goods and services.
What I mean is in the breakdown of your budget,
Yes.
where is it indicated loan in your personal emoluments? Where is it indicated?
It's
As
first,
a subhead under the budget.
yes, it falls under goods and services. If you look at this is council staffs 2201,007.
Sorry?
2201,007.
I don't have that here.
No, it's there under goods and services.
Under goods and services.
01007.
I have 02 as subhead to 01. You have traveling expenses,
Yes,
telecommunication expenses,
correct.
maintenance of vehicles,
Yes,
electricity and water,
yes,
purchase of fuel and
Yes.
lubricants,
Yes.
rehabilitation of office premises,
yes,
management of equipment, sanitary and cleaning materials, stationery, miscellaneous office expenses, soccerways, uniforms and protective clothing.
No.
That is what I have under goods and services.
No, I don't think we are having the same budget because the budget I have here on the goods and services, you have traveling, telecommunication, maintenance, sensitization, fuel, capacity building, council staff, stroke councillors revolving loan scheme, 700,000. 01007.
Okay. Well, what we have. Sorry.
Continue.
No, sir. What I see here, interest on loan and loan repayment.
No. Before loan repayment, council staffs, stroke councillors revolving loan.
Loan scheme,
Yes,
700,000.
yes.
It's not zero. What we have here is 001 to 001-007.
Yes.
Is that the one you are referring to?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you can
Mr.
ask.
Suso,
Yes.
why should loans to council staff and councillors be placed under the subhead of goods and services? Isn't that a misplacement?
No.
Okay. I want to understand.
Sorry, Mr. Suso, I was looking at 2021 instead of 2022.
Okay.
I didn't see the loan. Sorry about that. I'm just correcting it now.
Thank you.
All right.
My question is, goods and services, a subhead you have as loans, council staff and councillors revolving loan scheme. Shouldn't that be somewhere else other than goods and services?
It's recurrent expenditure.
Sorry?
It's a recurrent expenditure.
Yeah, I know it could be a recurrent expenditure, but where you placed it under the subhead goods and services, Is that a good that you are selling, or is that a services you are purchasing?
It's like it's an payment given outside, given to staffs,
No,
and then in return, something will be.
Anyway, it's immaterial for now, but I think it should have been placed under personal emoluments. That is where you can get something, and it's relating to the staff. But to put it under goods and services, I have my doubts on that.
Yeah. Basically, loans are captured on goods and services simply because these are recurrent expenditures. You know, salary and allowances, they are all recurrent expenditures, but they are separated simply because.
Is that a standard way of putting it in accounts?
Exactly.
Under goods and services, you can put loans and to staff under that category.
That's right.
Which rule are you looking at in your accounting rules?
Even at the level of accountant general, we are advised.
No. You said that is standard.
Yes.
But each profession has your rules, how to classify certain things. Which rule are you using to classify loans under goods and services?
No, I cannot recall, and I don't think there is any rule for.
There is no rule.
Well, I don't know.
But it's by practice that you use it to put it under the goods and services.
I'm very sure that there must be rules, but I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Councillor.
So does the council have an impress system?
Yes, recently we have the impress system here.
How recent?
Normally, an amount is given to the paying cashier.
No, how recent?
How?
You said recently. How recent?
4 months ago or 5 months ago.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're telling me the process. Normally, what happens?
An amount will be withdrawn from the bank by the cashier. A document will be prepared to show that this is an impress.
What type of document?
A voucher.
Okay.
To state that this is an impress for you to hold in case of, for the purpose of petty cash payments on emergency issues.
How much was the impressed amount?
What, the amount?
Yes, the amount.
It varies 10 to 20,000.
What's the maximum amount?
If I can fully remember, 20.
Pardon?
20.
And what's the minimum amount?
Above 5,000.
So, who raises the payment voucher?
The paying cashier.
Who's the paying cashier?
Naba Kurubale.
Is there any application for impressed before it is raised?
Application? No.
So, who authorizes the raising of the impressed before the payment voucher is raised?
The CEO.
How does he approve it?
No, most of the time I will discuss with him, and then.
So there's no memo that the finance department needs impressed?
No.
Why is that?
Actually, I was not prepared any memo for the CEO.
So it seems like most of your conversations with the CEO are verbal conversations. Most of your work-related conversations are all verbal. You don't seem to have any documentation to record what's happening about council?
To a certain degree, yes.
To what degree?
Fairly.
Pardon?
Fairly.
So would you say 95% of the communications that you and the CEO have about work are verbal?
Oh, well, say 60%.
60%. So what part of the conversations that you have about work are in writing? Remember, I will ask you for those documents, so just be mindful.
Well, I believe this starts in 2022.
What started in 2022?
When we start corresponding officially in writing. But in most cases in 2021, CEO will write to me, yeah.
What would he write to you?
What?
How would he write to you?
Yeah, in most cases, any issues regarding the financial matters or council matters, he writes to me.
In what form? Is it a memo? Is it
A
an
memo,
email? Is it
yes,
a letter?
Memo.
Okay, so does the council have a file where these memos are?
File for memo?
Yes.
Or
What is the process? So the CEO writes a memo. How does it get to you?
Yeah, I'm giving copies.
How does it get to you? Who gives you the copies?
Sometimes the secretaries will brought the copies to me. Sometimes I will go to the CEO. He will give me a copy.
Does the council not have records staff?
We have record staffs, but
So
honestly,
does the memo not go through the record staff?
yes.
Okay, so it will go through the records. So records would stamp it.
And we have a yearbook also.
Okay, so the memo would go through the waybook and to the record staff and then come back to you. So there will be evidence of these memos.
Yeah, some,
Of some of the memos.
yeah, but not
Why
all.
some and why not all?
Because normally there will be, we have one records clerk, I don't know, one or two. Within the period, one of the records clerks went for studies. So left one records clerk, but most of the time she's not in office. And then letters will be dispatched without going through the waybook.
The council dispatches letters without them going through the records department, without them going through the waybook.
Yes, it do happen.
What has the management done about this?
Management recommended for the recruitment of records clerks and admin officer to strengthening the administrative function of
management recommended what?
council. Recruitment of record clerk.
Recruitment. You have 2 records clerk. Why are you recruiting more?
The other one left.
Oh, when?
Was 6 months or so.
This year. So
Yeah.
from 2021 to 2020, so let's say 2021, beginning February, which is when you started, to the end of 2022, you had 2 records clerks. And most of your communications, your official communications as a council, don't go through the records department, and they're not entered into a waybook.
Yes.
So what did management do about this?
What management did was to recruit, like I said earlier, because the other records clerk is
Tell me first what management did, and then we can go into why you have these issues.
what I understand is that management, we are trying very well to ensure that we have the right people. So
You have your what?
the right people who can be appointed for the position to be records clerk of the council, because the two were not actually regular to work, and then in most cases there is a lot of excuses. I understand that from the admin, even the CEO do tell me, you know, I have to have this.
So what did you do?
Who?
Management, what did you do?
Yeah.
About your records clerks that you have issues with? What did you do? Did you write a memo to them? Did they have a warning? Was there any disciplinary measures taken against them? Did you write to the Public Service Commission? What did you do to address the issues?
I can recall there was letters.
Letters sent to them
Yeah.
from management?
Yeah.
Saying what?
Saying you have to be regular to work. If you believe you cannot do the job, you don't want to be regular, you leave the job.
What are their names?
Aissatou Balde,
Okay.
Fanta Balde.
So both of them were written to. When was this?
I cannot recall, but there was.
Which year?
Both in 2021, 2022.
So you wrote to them in 2021 and 2022, but that was it.
I don't wrote to them.
Mr. Suso, when I say you're management, you're part of management.
But it's the direct function of the CEO.
When it suits you, management includes you. When it suits you, management is the CEO. What happened? Apart from writing to these two and telling them that they should be punctual to work, what did management do?
I know the other one decided to leave the job.
When did she leave?
Like I said, 6 months ago.
Okay, so clearly management didn't do anything between 2021 and 2022. What about the other one? So who left? Is it Fatu Balde or Aissatou Kande?
Fanta Balde.
Sorry, Fanta Balde. She left.
Come again?
Who left? Was it Fanta Balde?
Aissatou Balde.
You said Aissatou Kande and Fanta Balde.
Aissatou Balde, Fanta Balde. If my memory can serve me, let me just check.
Which of them left, Aissatou or Fanta?
Aissatou.
So did management write to the Local Government Service Commission at any time about these two staff?
Can I give you the correct names?
What's the name?
Yamundao Gassama.
You're not...
Yamundao Gassama.
Who is Yamandao Gassama?
It's the senior secretary.
To who?
The CEO.
Okay.
Fatu Balde.
Fatu.
Fatu
Now it's
Balde.
Fatu.
Yes.
Okay.
Then Aissatou M. Balde.
So who are the records clerks out of these three?
They are doing the functions.
Mr.
As
Suso,
secretaries and records clerk.
I asked you whether the council has a records department. You said you do.
We don't have records department.
So why did you say before that you have?
Yeah. Then I missed that point.
You didn't miss that point because I asked you first. You started to say the secretary. Then you said records.
Okay.
So you don't have a records department.
Yes.
Your secretaries are the ones that send your letters.
Yes.
So all these three are secretaries.
Yes.
Yamundao Gassama is senior secretary.
Yes.
Secretary to the CEO.
Yes.
And who are the other two?
Fatu Balde to the chairman.
Okay. Does the chairman have an office in the council?
Yes.
The chairman comes to, okay, work every day.
Yes.
Okay. Who else is in his office?
Aissatou M. Balde.
So he has the two secretaries.
No, the two secretaries are under the CEO.
Fatu Balde and Yamundao Gassama are for the CEO.
Yamundao Gassama and Fatu Balde, yes. No, Aissatou M. Balde are for the CEO.
Tell me, who's for the CEO?
Yamundao Gassama and Aissatou M. Balde are under the CEO.
Okay. Then who's under the chairman?
Fatu Balde.
Okay. So these three are responsible for all the council's correspondence.
Yes.
Are you sure?
The clerk do also do some correspondence, the clerk of council for the CEO.
So the clerk of council writes the CEOs. Who dispatches the correspondence?
The names I gave you and the clerk of council.
Okay. So there's a way book for all correspondence of council.
There is, yes.
Who keeps this way book?
The secretaries I mentioned.
Are there several way books or is it just one?
One.
So which of them keeps it?
The senior secretary.
Okay, so if the CEO needs to write a memo to you, it will go through the secretary,
Yes.
and the secretary would enter it in the way book and bring it to you.
Yes.
Okay. And do you sign the way book that you've received it?
Yes.
So the letters that are leaving the council, going outside, who do they pass through?
What I know, they pass through the secretaries. Yes.
So all the letters pass through the secretaries?
I cannot affirm that because I will be in my office. CEO is in his office.
When you write letters, who does it go through?
I take it to the secretaries.
Okay, so the secretaries will input the data in the way book and then dispatch the letters.
Yes.
All your letters.
Yes.
Same for the memos that you write.
Yes.
Okay, so the way book would show all the correspondence between yourself and the CEO.
Not all. Not all.
Which ones don't go through?
No, sometimes the secretaries will not be available. I will sometimes take my letters, memos directly to the CEO and the chairman.
So how do you have proof that you sent your memos to the CEO or the chairman?
Yeah, there's a risk attached to that.
I
Because if it is not in the way book, well, it's only when CEO accepted that or the chairman accepted that I received the copy.
And is there a file
For,
where the memos will be kept?
yes, I recall there is a file in the CEO's office.
Okay, great. So can you get us the file with the memos?
Can I?
Get us the file.
No.
that-
I believe the files were all submitted to the commission here.
Did you submit it?
I understand it from the CEO.
You understand? Check again with your CEO.
Currently, I'm not getting the CEO online over 2-3 months now. If
I
I
wonder
call,
why.
he will not pick my calls.
Okay, so you can find out some other way, but can you get us the file?
Where?
Can you get us the file that has the memos, showing the memos that you have written to the CEO between the period that you were finance director and now? Sorry, and when you left?
Oh.
Thank you. So you were explaining about the Impress system. So prior to this 2 or 3 months ago when you started the system, how did you deal with Impress and petty cash?
Yes. Petty cash also will be given to the cashier as part of the Impress.
Before you started?
Yes.
Before, so let's say 2021 and 2022, what was the system?
No, but there was no petty cash register or book being created at the finance department.
So there was no petty cash
Yes.
for council.
Yes.
So how were council's immediate financial needs being met for the little things, little transactions?
Normally, if the need arises, we will prepare a check and give it to the cashier, withdraw and pay vouchers. Then we will also ask him to keep small money with him in case of emergency. But within the period, we are not operating standard petty cash system.
Why is that?
Yeah, because we don't. It went to a time we don't have. Petty cash. We must have money into the accounts, whereby you can withdraw and keep it with you in case if you have petty emergencies. But from 2020 September right down to 2022, we are struggling with our accounts. So.
But you were still withdrawing. You were still issuing checks for the little purchases. So what's the difference between the two?
Yeah, this is why sometimes we will give the cashier check to go and withdraw. Like for example, if he's supposed to pay 10,000, we'll ask him if he's supposed to pay 8,000, we'll give him 10,000. Then he keeps the 2,000 with him in case of emergency.
So what is the difference between doing that and actually having the petty cash on hand?
Actually, I did not create the petty cash register at the office.
So that was deliberately you?
Not deliberately.
There's a provision for petty cash and impress in the financial manual, right?
Yes.
And you say you're guided by the financial manual.
Yes.
So you withdraw cash every time you need petty cash, right?
Yes.
So why do you not withdraw the petty cash that you need, say 10,000 every month, assuming, but you will withdraw it every time you need it? So why do you do that?
No. We normally withdraw if the need arises. That's what I said. We normally withdraw money if the need arises.
So that's what I'm asking you. What's the difference between withdrawing the money when the need arises and withdrawing the money in bulk and keeping it?
No, we don't withdraw money in bulk.
I know you don't. That's why I'm asking you why.
Yeah, because you withdraw the money in bulk, meaning you have money in the accounts that you can even withdraw.
When you're withdrawing the petty cash, is there not money in the account?
Yeah, the small money.
So what's the difference between the two?
It's the same.
So why do you do one and not the one that is regulated?
That was not done.
I know it wasn't done. I'm asking you why you didn't do it. You're in charge of that. Why did you not do it?
Well, it was not done.
Mr. Suso, why was it not done?
It was wrong on my side.
So you chose not to have a petty cash system?
Not actually, I did not choose to not
Did
to
you
have.
choose to have a petty cash system?
Not necessarily mean that I did not choose to have petty cash.
You
system.
either chose to have a petty cash system or you chose not to have a petty cash system. So which one did you?
We don't have petty cash system.
So you chose not to have a petty cash system.
Oh, yes.
Now, what are your sources of income?
We have the rates and taxes.
You, Mr. Suso, Lamin Suso, not the council.
Okay, I have my salary.
Okay.
Yes. I have a vehicle, a 14% vehicle.
Okay. When did you get that vehicle?
2021.
Which month?
I cannot recall.
It's registered in your name, right?
No, it was given to me from a cousin brother, so it is not in my name.
What is cousin brother?
What?
What is cousin brother?
My cousin brother, I mean.
That's what I'm saying. What is cousin brother?
Yeah.
Is he your brother?
Yes.
Father and mother? Same father, same mother?
The same, his mother and my father, the same mother and father.
So he's your cousin?
Yes.
Okay. So your cousin?
Brother. He's elder than me, so he's a brother to me.
He's either your brother or he's your cousin. He cannot be your cousin brother.
My cousin.
So he's your cousin?
Yes.
Okay, so your cousin gave you a 14-passenger vehicle in 2021.
Yes.
Where does your cousin live?
Bruceby.
Okay. And what does your cousin do?
He's the director of finance of Jamano Money Transfer.
He's the director of finance of Janjanbureh Council.
Yes.
Okay. What's his name?
Lamin Keda.
He's the current director.
Yes.
Okay, so is the vehicle registered in your name?
No.
In whose name?
I cannot remember the name. And then
What's the vehicle registration number? If you can't remember, we can help you find out.
Can you give me time later? I can provide it for you. It's in my gallery here.
Is in your what?
It's in the gallery, but I have to search for it.
Okay.
Yes.
So he gave you a 14-passenger vehicle. And who runs this vehicle for you?
Lamin, I forgot his surname, but it's Lamin.
You don't know the person that works for you?
What?
The person who runs the vehicle for you, you don't know his...
I know him very well, but I gave the vehicle to someone, and that guy hired him to use the vehicle. So normally, I have more contact with the first guy, that's Buba, than Lamin. Buba also, unless I confirm. Well,
so you take your property and you give it to somebody and you don't know their names?
I know the name as Buba, and we live together. We are not so. But I'll provide you the names and the details and the contacts.
How often do they pay you proceeds from this vehicle?
Sometimes weekly, sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
How do they pay it to you?
In cash.
Through cash?
Yes.
You like to deal with cash a lot, huh? So you see them every week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks?
Or sometimes 1 month.
Okay, so they come to you?
Yeah, we do communicate, yeah.
Okay. So, but how much cash do they give you in a month?
Sometimes 20, 25 to 30,000.
Every month, since when in 2001?
Well, I cannot recall the time, unless if I go through and then try to recall the period.
So when they give you the cash, what do you do with this cash?
Sometimes I bank it, or sometimes I spend it. But not actually I spend at the same time. But sometimes I bank it, sometimes I will spend it on my personal issues.
Which bank do you bank with?
EcoBank.
Okay.
GT Bank.
Okay.
Reliance.
Okay.
Yes.
Those are the only 3 banks you bank with?
Yeah.
Any microfinance?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one source of income. Is this the only other source of income you have?
Yes, I have a small truck.
Okay. When did you get this truck?
2021.
2021 was a good year for you, huh? So how did you get this truck?
This truck, I bought it.
Where did you buy it from? Did you buy it in the Gambia?
Yes.
From where?
For the van, it was not 2021. It was in 2020.
Give me all the details, all the documents that you have for the van.
Yes, I'll provide you with the documents. Yeah.
After the break.
Okay.
So the small truck?
That one also is 2020.
So both of them are 2020?
Yeah.
Who did you buy the truck from?
I bought it around Sugura roundabout, but I will get you the details.
And how much did you purchase it for?
Between 25 to 30,000 monthly.
For a truck?
That one is 250 to 275. The
Pardon?
cost. The cost. Is 250 to 275.
What do you...
So it cannot be a variation. You said a truck, right?
Yeah,
How much was it exactly? Because you negotiated and you purchased it. It cannot be a variation between this amount and another amount. It has to be a fixed amount.
Yeah.
Because you paid for
Yes.
it, right?
I cannot recall the amount exactly, but I provide the information for you.
Yes.
Because I don't want to give you an amount, then later on, then it is not the correct amount.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, proceed.
Thank you. How did you pay for the truck?
I paid cash.
Okay. And you got a receipt?
Yes, I believe, yes, I was given a receipt. Yeah.
Okay, so please prepare the receipt. And it was transferred into your name?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll ask you to provide all those documents.
Okay.
Now, what kind of truck is it?
It's a regular truck.
Okay. So those are only two sources of income you have?
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell us about Alatento agency.
It's a business that I registered,
Yes.
but not fully registered, and it's not operational in 2020.
It's not what?
It's
Operational?
It's not operational, yeah.
So you registered it in 2020, right?
Yes,
As a sole proprietorship.
correct.
In 2020, you were at Basse Area Council.
No,
Sorry, Brikama Area Council.
yes.
Okay, so you registered this business as what did you say?
Sole proprietor.
No. What was it for? What was the business supposed to be doing?
A real estate agency and rental.
Real estate agency and what?
Rental.
Rental. And did the business do any work in 2020?
No,
You didn't do any work?
no.
Did you close it down?
I did not close it. I did not close it. It is not operational.
Did you pay taxes in 2021?
No, I did not pay any taxes.
But you registered for GPPA. What procurements were you planning to do with government?
No, I think that not necessarily mean procurement. It is a condition that I have to register with GPPA to have
Condition
certificate.
for who? To access what?
Yeah, no, it's a policy.
No, wait. First, you said it's a condition that you have to register with GPPA for. I didn't hear.
For establishing a business.
Okay.
Yes,
And you said it's a policy. Which policy and which condition?
I believe it is in the GPPA Act.
That you have to register with GPPA.
Yeah,
To do what?
to operate a business.
To operate a business.
Yes.
Who advised you?
If I can recall.
Okay, so if you can recall, where did you get that information from?
Well, I went there because I know any business operating must register with GPPA.
Are you on Basse Area Council's contracts committee?
Yes.
Or were you? You were on the contracts committee. So when you were looking at bids, did you check whether there was GPPA approval or GPPA registration for the bidders?
Yes, I checked. There was.
So why did the bidders need to be registered with GPPA?
Yeah. To go for contracts,
To go for what type of contracts?
depending on the type of contract you want.
To go for contracts with whom? If they're not registered with GPPA, they can't have a contract awarded to them, right?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's a mandatory.
Why is it mandatory?
So that the GPPA will be in the picture to know this particular company is going for a contract, and then it can also be captured in their data.
What does GPPA mean?
Gambia Public Procurement Authority.
So it's for public procurements.
Yes.
So what are public procurements?
Anything that deals with public funds.
So it's only businesses that need to enter into contracts that public funds will be used that would apply for GPPA registration.
Yes.
So if you don't need any contracts that would involve public funds being spent, you don't need GPPA registration.
Exactly.
So why did you register for GPPA if you had no intention of having contracts with the public or with institutions that deal with public funds?
If you look at my registration, you will see stationery, photocopy, and
Sorry.
printing.
Why did you register with GPPA if, as you said, you have no intention of entering into contracts with any public entity or any entity that would use public funds?
That is the reason.
Sorry?
The reason is to enter into public procurement activities.
Okay, so which entities did you envision that you would be contracting with?
I did not have any contract with any institution.
No, I said envision, because you must have registered in the hopes that you would have contracts with either the government or with area councils or with any other bodies that were using public funds, right?
Well, by the time I cannot recall putting any company or any institution to have business with.
How much did you pay for the GPPA registration?
So like 10,000.
So you just spent 10,000 like that, even though you had no intention or had, you didn't think you would be entering into any contracts with public bodies?
By the time I was in the process to see how I can establish a business, so I was just on the process, but not actually I have decided fully, and then, yes.
So when did you open a bank account for the business?
I remember in 2020, September, October 2020.
So, and you said in 2020 the business was not operational. It's
Yes.
never been operational.
Yes.
You've never done any transaction on that business.
Yes.
So the account that you opened for the business, was it a current account or a savings account?
Current account.
Okay, so this was even though you had no intention. Did you have any intention of actually running the business?
Yes, I have intention.
So what stopped you?
Because when I registered the business, after a couple of months, I was moved to Basel. So I could not able to settle down and then operate the business.
I don't understand. You're talking like you were moved to Basel as if you didn't apply for the position. You didn't know you were going to apply for the position?
I applied for the position.
Exactly. So I'm asking you, so why did you apply for the position? Why did you open the business, open an account in October? You applied for the position was advertised in October of 2020, right?
I think September.
It was advertised in September. So why are you applied around that time and you opened the bank account for the business in October of 2020? So why would you be taking steps for the business if you had no intention of running it?
No, when I was opening the business, I have intention to operate the business.
And then you applied for the position in Basse.
I also saw the advertisement and I applied.
So when did you apply?
I believe in September.
Registrar, can I have the exhibits that were attended yesterday, please?
So if I could recall, you said you opened the Alatentu account in 2020.
Yes.
Which month in 2020 did you open the account?
Oh, I think the document. I believe is in October.
October.
Yes.
Now, whilst this council is going through, let's go to your budget. I have some issues there. Now look at the 2022 budget.
Wow.
Look at, you've indicated under goods and services,
Yes.
interest on loan. You have estimated 1.6 million, 1,613,378.01 bututs.
Okay. Goods and services. Okay.
Yes, under goods and services.
Interest on loan.
Yes. Can you explain to us why this amount?
Yes. This interest on loans is captured in the budget simply because we
It's
believe
captured in what?
during the period we will be contracting TOD, that is the temporal overdrafts. So because we know within the period in 2021, the situation that we are operating, and we try to forecast this amount has a budgeted figure in case if we apply for TOD.
Mr. Suso,
Yes.
Mr. Suso, I want you to explain. I'm not an accounts person. I want
Yes.
you to explain so that I can understand. When you say interest on loan, it is already the loans you have secured and you can ascertain. Is that not the case?
Yes, yes. I can get you.
This interest on loan, is it on projected loans that you are supposed to get in the future that you have catered for here? Is that what you want to tell us?
This figure is wrong.
This
It's
is what
wrong.
I want you to tell me.
The figure is wrong.
Yes. I
Yes.
just want you to go direct and tell me that it is wrong.
It's wrong.
Yes. So let's go to the other one. You said a refund of revenue. What do you mean when you say refund of revenue?
This particular line
Yes.
is that there are instances that there will be duplication of payments from businesses or rate and tax payers, because we have experienced times that businesses will pay double. So we decided to
pay what? Sorry?
double payment.
Double payment.
Yes. So in such cases, then we can use this as the line of expenditure.
Now, why should you have a refund when, according to you, you have made assessments, right?
Yes.
Yes, and you have the tariffs,
Yes.
because this is rates and taxes, and they are payable yearly.
Yes.
So why is there supposed to be discrepancies or overpayment or underpayment when it's just one-off payment? And if the person doesn't have, it automatically, registers as arrears for the preceding year. Why?
Yeah, actually, within the period, what we have learned is that some business will do double payment from collectors level.
No, Mr. Suso. This is only informed by the fact that the council decided to create an other revenue line, just to be honest, frank and transparent, to be able to support its activity. Is that not the case?
Yes.
Correct. Thank you. Now, you have also said, you said AMRC loan repayment. Can you explain that?
Yes, I understand that Basel Area Council, there was a time the council was owing MRC.
Yes.
So during the budget process, though they have not been following the payments, but council, we agreed we should factor something in case anytime we want to via, the line will be already in the budget.
But as at the time you are putting this line of revenue, line of expenditure, there was no loan with AMRC, right?
Yeah, there was no
loan with AMRC, right? But you put it there for contingency reason and for subsequent transactions.
Yes.
So which will be wrong to do so in a budget?
Yes.
Because this is expenditure.
Yeah, it's a contingency. It's an
Yes,
estimate.
so that's what I'm saying. So it is wrong to put it here. That is what I'm saying. Right? Is it wrong?
No, it is not wrong because it is a contingency.
Mr. Suso, please answer the question, because as we speak, you do not owe AMRC. Do you owe AMRC?
What I understand from
No. Now let us take it step by step. Do you, as we speak, owe AMRC?
No, because there is no record.
There's no record.
Yes.
So then why do you have to put this amount in your budget line as a form of expenditure when there is no record showing you that you as council is owing AMRC?
During the process.
No, there is no process here. Answer the question. Then you can explain to me. Is it correct for you to have put it here, or is it wrong?
It's wrong.
Thank you. So now explain. Let me hear what you have to say.
During the process, I can remember from the CEO that he understands Basse Area Council is owing MRC some amount which he could not establish. But it's important we factor something in the budget as contingency.
You are taking the word contingency from my mouth. And I made a mistake to say contingency. So if you use that word, it is wrong. Because me, myself, using the word, I know that it is wrong for me to have used the word contingency, because it's not supposed to be even contingency. This is not supposed to be here. So you don't use the word contingency.
Okay.
I'm just explaining to you.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, so now let's go to the issue of the loan repayment. Loan repayment, you approved the actual for loan repayment in 2021 was 2 million.
Yes.
Right? Now, that was as of the actuals of as of September 2021.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there was nothing estimated for 2022.
Yes.
Can you explain to us what it means?
Yes. In the recurrent on the goods and services, there is no amount estimated as loan repayment. But if you go down to the expenditure, you will see project repayment of 6.6 million.
No. I don't agree with what you are saying. I am asking you. This, you explained to me the loan repayment in 2021. It was, you repaid loan to the tune of 2,059,520.
Yes.
That is what you said you did.
Yes.
Because that is the actual as of September 2021. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, in 2022, in your estimated budget, there is nil.
Yes.
Now, I want you to explain for me to understand. For me to be able to appreciate this budget, I should understand why there was nil, and I should understand why the actuals for 2021 was 2,059,520.50 crores. Then we can come to the remainder.
Okay.
Yes.
The loans were contracted in 2021. Vista was contracted around July, $5 million, and then the 10 million was contracted in October.
In 2021.
2021.
Okay.
So within the period, an amount of 2 million was spent. Then for the following, for 2022, we have to factor for the 12 months. That's why you have the 2 million for that particular period of 4 months payment of loans. Then the 6 million under the capital.
No. Mr. Suso. That is your evidence, right?
The $2 million is
Yes.
the $2 million is against loan repayment for 2021 from the period July to December. 5 million.
Now let me get it right.
Yes.
This 2 million
Yes.
is what you paid as actual in 2021.
Yes.
Now you tell me, when did you take the 5 million from? You said you took how much from where?
5 million from Vista in July.
5 million Vista in July.
Yes.
And how much?
$5 million.
Yes, only $5 million.
Yes.
So in July, August, September,
Yes.
you paid this 2 million.
No, the 2 million is the combination of both the 10 million taken from Supersonic, and then the 5 million
Yes.
contracted from Vista.
So this is the sum total
Within
that
the-
you paid
Yes,
towards the repayment of the loan of 15 million, 5 from Vista Bank and 10 from Supersonic.
yes.
Now, would you be surprised if I tell you that in the documents you have presented, there is nothing showing such payment?
Document?
Your finance department,
Yes.
documents they have presented,
Yes.
there is nothing showing. The way you have explained it, and now I understand,
Yes.
there is no documentation evidencing that you made this repayment.
Yes, there must be documents because these loan repayments are.
No, now I'm telling you. Would you be surprised if I tell you that there is no documentation to this? If there is documentation, I have no issue. Please provide us with
I'll be very surprised to
yes,
see
okay,
that.
so please provide us with documentation to prove that this 2 million, which was actual spent in September 2021, was towards the payment of the loan that you have taken, 5 million from Vista and 10 million from Supersonic.
All right.
Thank you. Now, Council, you may proceed. I would leave it at that. When you come back, I will look at it.
So, Mr. Suso, we were talking about your business and when the account was opened, etc. Now, the advertisement for the vacancy position was in the points edition of the 7th October 2020. That's the newspaper that you gave us yesterday, right?
Yes.
So you applied, when did you apply? Do you have the application?
Yes.
Can I see it? This is your handwritten letter and your birth certificate.
Yes.
It's not dated. Okay, sorry, 26.
Yes.
So is the original that you sent to
the ministry.
To the ministry. So we can tender this. So Chairperson, I applied to tender Lamin Suso's application it's addressed to the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, care of Directorate of Local Governance, Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, Quadrangle. And it's titled Application of Finance Director, Basse Area Council. And there's a photocopy of his birth certificate attached. I applied to tender the document.
Just to ask Mr. Suso, the original application you sent was also handwritten
Yes.
to the ministry?
Yes.
I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you. The application letter for the position of Finance Director at the Bassa Area Council signed by Mr. Suso, supposedly signed by Mr. Suso. So I'm not see it clearly here. Let me take it again. The application for the position of Finance Director for Bassa Area Council is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LS/BSAC/004.
As a commission, please, I'm grateful. Can I have the exhibit, please? Mr. Suso, do you know if the position was advertised earlier?
Hello?
Do you know whether the position was advertised earlier than October?
Yes, I understand it was advertised before.
When?
Oh, I cannot recall.
So how do you understand that it was advertised before? Who told you?
I heard about it, but I cannot actually remember.
When did you hear about it?
I cannot recall.
It was advertised in 2020, earlier.
Yeah.
How many times did you apply? Did you apply for it the first time?
Yes.
You applied for it the first time?
Yeah.
When?
I believe in 2020, the first advertisement.
Did you apply the second time?
Wow. I cannot recall that.
How many times did you apply for the position, Mr. Suso?
If I can recall one.
Once.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Yeah.
So your application letter, you're saying that you had a keen interest to apply for the vacant position of Director of Finance, currently published on the Bassa Area Council. Please note that this application reciprocates the status quo in renewing my zeal, even though unsuccessful for the first opportunity. So you had applied before?
I applied for Mansokonko before.
When did you apply for Mansokonko?
That one is in 2019, 2020.
In what?
2019, 2020.
Okay. So this application is saying that under qualifications required, it's saying the applicant must have a minimum of ACCA Part 3 or a bachelor's degree in
Yes.
No, because you were saying that it is your experience that you use to apply rather than the professional qualifications, but it's saying that the applicant must have a minimum of ACCA Part 3 or a bachelor's degree in those fields or a related field with at least 3 years post-qualification experience. He or she should have served as in the same sentence, he or she should have served as finance manager for at least 1 year in a reputable institution with a good track record. So, I mean, which part was it that required only experience? So under that it says, candidates who possess recognized professional qualification or its equivalent with at least 5 years post-qualification experience in public finance, including experience in management, would have an advantage. Both of them require professional qualification. So, under which portion did you apply that only required experience?
I applied based on experience has,
I know. You already said that. You said you applied based on your experience.
and then good track record.
So that's what I'm saying. Which portion of the advertisement shows that they would consider just experience? Because all the criteria that they put, they required qualifications, professional qualifications. So I'm just wondering which part of it made you think that experience alone would suffice?
Actually, when I saw the advertisement and I saw the experience as finance manager for 1 year with a good track record, that motivated me to apply for the position, and then I was lucky.
Do you think the 1 year experience as finance manager is equivalent to ACCA Part 3 or bachelor's degree in finance, accounts, business administration, or related field, with at least 3 years post-qualification experience? Do you think 1 year's experience as a finance manager is equal to that other provision?
Definitely, I cannot say anything about that because
No, you should be able to. I mean, you've been finance manager for how many years?
But
so do you think that 1 year as a finance manager is equal to a bachelor's degree in finance or business administration and 3 years post-qualification experience?
I have more than 1 year, so that convinced me to apply.
You said the 1 year. So if what they're saying is, as you're interpreting it, which is that 1 year finance as a finance manager, or bachelor's with 3 years experience, post-qualification experience, or ACCA Part 3 plus 3 years post-qualification experience. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm following you, actually.
Okay, so do you think that that's what they meant, that 1 year as a finance manager is equivalent to an ACCA plus 3 years post-qualification experience, or a bachelor's degree plus 3 years post-qualification experience?
That could be.
That could be what they meant.
Yeah.
So are you saying in your experience, your 1 year as a finance manager is equivalent to a bachelor's degree plus 3 years post-bachelor's degree experience?
I have more than 1 year.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you about that.
Well, it could be. But
It could
for me,
be. So in your experience, 1 year as a finance manager is equivalent to those?
Well, I don't know, but
But you're saying that that's why, right? Yeah. And this is what they've said. So it is under the portion where they said you should have served as finance manager for 1 year, at least 1 year. That's what made you apply. Now, inside that same paragraph, they said you need a bachelor's degree plus 3 years post-bachelor's degree qualification. I would think that just the 3 years post-bachelor's degree qualification should tell you that 1 year as a finance manager does not equate to 3 years post-qualification. But, I mean, I might be wrong.
yeah.
So you're saying that 1 year is the equivalent of a bachelor's degree and 3 years post-qualification?
Yes.
Okay. Now, your application is dated the 26th of March 2020, but the position was advertised on the 7th of October 2020. So can you tell us why you applied several months in advance? Did you know something the rest of the candidates did not know?
You say what is on the application?
Pardon? 26th March 2020. Do you need to confirm?
Yes, let me confirm.
Is it dated 26 March 2020?
Yes, that's what I saw.
That's what you... Did you write it?
I write it, yes.
You wrote it?
Yes.
So it's not like there was a mistake in typing. You purposely wrote out March, M-A-R-C-H.
It could be possible it's an error.
An error that you typed out, that you spelled out
Yes, it could be.
Do you usually make errors like that when you're spelling months? March for October?
Well, it's just now that I'm even observing this, but all along, I did not.
You're speaking to the mic, please.
Yeah, it's just now that I'm trying to see this, but I fully recall that I applied for this position in 2021 when I saw this advertisement.
In 2020?
2020, exactly.
And you could only have applied for a position in October. That was advertised in October. Right? Right?
Yeah, I'm trying to recall how actually all these things goes about, because I can fully remember advertisement was done in 2019, 2020.
Mr. Suso,
Yeah.
the advertisement for this position is 7th October 2020. You're the one that provided us with this advertisement.
Yes.
Right? So you said this is where you saw it and you applied.
Yeah.
Right? And your application is handwritten.
Yeah.
Right? So nobody did it and you signed. You wrote it out and you signed, right? Now your application is dated 26 March 2020. So you're saying that it could have been an error. You could have written March instead of October.
It could be.
It could be, right?
Yeah.
The only difficulty is that the closing date for this advertisement is 1600 hours, 21st October 2020. So you wouldn't have applied on the 26th of October 2020. And if you had, the closing date would have passed, so they would not have had a right to consider it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I'm asking again, is there something you knew that the other applicants did not know that made you apply in March of 2020 for a position that was advertised in October?
No. I would rather say we check into the files at the ministry to ascertain the correct
Why would we need to check in? You wrote an application.
Yeah.
So you said this is the application that you sent.
Yeah.
You sent the original. This is a photocopy of that application.
Yeah.
What would be in that application that is different from what is in the copy of that application?
What I know, I have applied, and I went.
No, I'm asking you first. What would be in that file, in the ministry's file, that is different from what you have given us?
The error could be the dates only.
Pardon?
The error could be the dates only.
So that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm asking you, the dates. You first said that the month might be a mistake. And I said it can't be a mistake because you wrote it out yourself in pen.
No, it could be a mistake.
So now you said, so I've given you another scenario. Assuming that it is a mistake and you meant to write October instead of March. The day is 26th of March. So let's assume it's 26th of October 2020. The closing date for all applications for that position is 21st October, 1600 hours, 21st October 2020. So if you had applied, your letter is dated the 26th, say October 2020, and you sent it. Let's assume it arrived on the same date, 26 October 2020. Your application could not have been considered because it was outside of the date, right?
Well,
it was late.
Yeah, it could be accepted. Sometimes.
Mr. Suso.
Yes.
Assuming we're not even saying that it is right. We're giving you the benefit of the doubt to say that perhaps you made a mistake in writing out in pen March instead of October. All right? Your date would be wrong because it's outside of the application period. Is that not right?
Mrs. Suso,
Yes.
I believe sometimes it is very honorable to state the facts as they are, because you could see the inconsistencies in both your letter, because that is why I deliberately asked you whether this application was handwritten. It was to preempt the issue of mistake. So what is the situation?
The situation
Was this issue about the application all a mix-up, a mistake, or fraud? Which one of them? They are both listed.
It could be a mistake, but I applied for the position and I went for the interview.
Yes, so you were mistaken in applying for the job at the right time. Is that the situation?
Well,
No, answer the question. Was it a mistake on your side to apply for the job at the right time?
no, I applied for the job at the right time when I saw the advertisement.
But the documents that you have presented said something different. Or are the documents, the two documents you presented, are they lying? What is contained therein, is it a lie?
No, it's not a lie.
So my question is, let me rephrase it. Maybe I did not put the question rightly. Was it a mistake that you did not apply at the right time for the job, or was it a mistake in the entire documentation that you presented to this commission?
It could be a mistake, the documents I have presented.
Do you what?
It could be a mistake on the documents I have presented.
A mistake on the documents?
Yes.
That you have presented?
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Okay, so you were mistaken in presenting the documents, or the contents of the documents are a mistake? Which one do we take? Because if maybe I would be wrong in understanding you. Was it a mistake for you to have presented your application letter together with the advert for the position of Director of Finance?
No, the advert is correct.
No. Take my question. Was it a mistake on your side to have presented these documents to be admitted in evidence as a proof that you applied for the job? Is it a mistake on your side?
Yes.
Is it yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, Council, you may proceed.
I believe it is a convenient point to
Yes.
break.
I believe this is a convenient point to stop for prayers. We will reconvene. We may rise.